Here we go. We're rolling. This is episode 447 of No Laugh Track Podcast. My name is Justin Severson. I'm the lucky guy, thankful guy who gets to host this each and every week. And as I say, every time I get to meet someone new, it's even extra exciting. And the someone I'm meeting today is Joe Machi. He's sitting right across from me, holding a microphone. He's got a diet soda.
Thank you. I'm all ready to go. Number 447.
Yes.
But this is going to be number one.
Hey-yo!
On quality of show.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I had to struggle through 446 of these to get to you, Joe.
With what comedians did you have before?
Sam Morrill?
That guy sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That guy has no talent. He's a hack.
Yep. Bobby Kelly. Heard of him?
Bobby Kelly, what a loser.
Joe List.
Joe List? Oh, man. He's got no future in comedy. You might as well give it up.
Have you heard of this guy named Mark Norman? He's been on 2 times.
Mark Norman, 2 times? Wow, 2-time loser.
Perfect. And now that we have that out of the way, it's great to meet you finally. I think my story with you, Joe Machi, is probably like a lot of people. The first time you came into my life was on TV on Last Comic Standing.
Yeah, that was the first time most people that saw me because I did Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, but like even in 2012, nobody was watching. You know, it's 1:30 in the morning.
You did Fallon before you did Last Comic Standing?
Yeah,
no kidding.
Yeah. It was like it's 1:20 in the morning,
right,
on a weeknight, and people are in bed or
That would have been Fallon, late night, as you said.
Yeah,
Not
that
even
was late night.
show.
That was when he was
late.
doing Conan's show.
Yeah, right.
So, I got a few fans. It was a nice credit to have to try to get work. But as far as like being able to tour off of it, you just can't. That world's gone. That's like from the 80s when you could.
Yeah.
When that helped you.
Oh, my goodness. Absolutely, completely. So we're here in Minneapolis at Acme. Before yesterday, I don't know, have you been here before?
Yeah. I've opened for Louis C.K. in Minneapolis twice.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I did a Last Comic Standing tour show here, and I worked in the club in the Mall of America.
Mall of America
yeah,
Club,
which is not really Minneapolis proper, is
Correct.
it? It's
very.
What's the name of the
good,
town?
Joe.
Because it's like I didn't know that.
Bloomington.
Bloomington. Yep.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a big mall.
Yes. Did you do a little touring? Did you fill your time, waste your time, spend some time walking around the mall when you're out there?
Call me old-fashioned, but I love a big mall. I was just in Albany, and they've got a big mall. I was in Syracuse over Thanksgiving. They've got a big mall. And malls are awesome when they have stuff to do besides shop as well as shop.
Yeah.
And they're still doing good. Like, because they've got bowling alleys and skating rinks and Dave and Buster's. So there's other stuff you can do, escape room, indoor playground. There's stuff that people can do besides shop that it makes it a place to go that's indoors, especially in like some of these places with crappy weather.
Yeah.
I don't want to go ice skating in Minneapolis outside
No?
right now.
There might be a polar plunge going on this weekend. You don't know what that is, right?
Yeah, I know what a polar plunge is. That's where you seal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's where you jump into the water because you need attention and it's cold out.
Yes, exactly.
It's like,
and hopefully someone's raising money for something important.
Someone's raising money. It's like a marathon,
Mm-hmm.
They always try to like hoard in some charity so
right.
they can do their boring event and block traffic.
What would get you?
pessimist.
Because I fear cold so much. What would get you to do something like that?
A lot of money, like a giant bag of money.
Giant bag of money,
Yeah.
floating in the water that you'd have to go
And
grab.
I'd get to keep the bag.
Yeah.
And it would have to have the Scrooge McDuck dollar sign
Yes.
on it so he didn't mix it up with his other bags. But, why? Why would I do that?
No.
It doesn't.
No. Why would you do that?
That's like a kid with like in elementary school that eats a worm. It's like they don't know yet that there's a such thing as bad attention.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, and for some people, that never dies.
Never ends.
Never.
Reality TV keeps it going. Celebrity fake dating keeps it going.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, boy.
TikTok. I don't understand TikTok.
Yeah. Were people that much into dancing before TikTok? Was everybody dancing in their living rooms alone before TikTok?
No, I don't think anybody was. But then, like, it's like Instagram, you can get like a lot of fans off a good joke that people share, but TikTok, it's like, this is the face my boyfriend makes when he's mad, and then they just make a bunch of faces or they lip sync.
Yes.
Oh, my favorite are reaction videos.
Yeah.
Because I've had a couple jokes where people do reaction videos, and it's like, hey, here's someone's intellectual property that I'm gonna watch,
Right.
and that way I don't have to. That way I get the fans.
Yeah, they're getting clicks for your stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're getting the attention with your stuff, and it's your stuff.
I would love to see some like real douchebag, some colossal jerk, like watch Star Wars and react to it at the end, and be like, "That's the same thing. That's just you just stole Star Wars, man," and you posted it, and you're like, "Look at how that was brilliant."
That's a great point. No one's ever said the things I've said about Star Wars before.
No one's ever said that.
No, never.
No one's ever like, how does that space slug live on the asteroid with no food or water? Okay, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. You know, when you brought up the thing eating a worm, that immediately brought me to like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, hanging out with, the neighborhood kids, and one of the kids, we were outside his house, and he thought it would be cool to take a dump. Like, he took a shit outside his house and then was asking us what we thought he should use to clean himself up. And he ended up using a leaf of something that he, like, tore off a tree in his backyard.
Wow.
That is the strangest bit of... I don't know why it stuck with me because it's so disgusting.
Do you ever think, like, where's that kid now? And I bet that's a blocked out memory. He's like, I didn't do that. What are you talking about?
Scotty, you freaking did it.
Yeah, you did.
You did it. You absolutely did it.
And we've got the leaf in a jar to prove it. Oh.
Oh, Scotty. I still drive past that house. I can picture it perfectly, and I think about that every time. I think his family has moved away finally.
Probably to avoid the shame. But unfortunately,
so.
Social media keeps that shame alive. You can find out what he's up to now.
Oh, it's so long ago. I don't know his last name.
Oh.
I would have to search I don't even know. Scotty Eastside. I don't think that would work. I don't know how I would find him. Hey, so you brought up Instagram, and of course I looked at your Instagram. Mm-hmm. You have quite a few followers, and you follow one person.
Yeah, I don't like social media. I stopped. It dawned on me that all the people I wanted to talk to, I had their phone numbers. So I needed to contact people, and I got my own life to worry about, so I don't care what other comedians are up to.
Sure.
So I closed my Facebook page. I unfollowed most people on Twitter except for some that give me news that I don't see other places.
Yeah.
And then I completely ditched Instagram because it's just I remember I remember a scandal got reported on about a comic that I am friends with. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know about it for 2 weeks. And I thought, wow, I had all this peace of not being stressed out and worried about what happened to this person and what he's going through. And did he make a horrible mistake? Did he do something terrible? I just didn't know. So ignorance was bliss. So I don't know.
Ignorance is... So there's no... You haven't experienced the flip side of that? Where, boy, I wish I would have known about that before...
What do I need?
It was too late. I don't know what that would be.
What do I need it for? I got my own shows. I got my own career.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about what other comics are doing.
Yeah.
I always think about this with cell phones too. It's like, if someone in your family had a tragedy, you find out about it in minutes now.
Yeah.
But in the old days, I just got to go around. I got to go about my day, and then when I got home, someone would sit me down and be like, Joe, this horrible thing happened.
Yeah.
So even the way we get news, it's just a constant source of stress. I'm like, who is this? What's wrong? And
that's true. If I know, yeah, I mean, it's that classic. If my phone is ringing after a certain time, that's bad news.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen within the last couple of years where it's my mom calling. I'm at work. Mm-hmm. It's 9:00 in the evening. I know this is going to be bad,
Yeah.
but it's my mom. I'm going to have to, but I'm in this setting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everything about this is bad. Maybe it would be better if it just waited another hour. Or, or when before we had the instant access and, imagine like when people had to call like an office.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Hey, can you track down blah, blah, blah?
It's an emergency.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm 42, so I remember
Sure.
all that.
Oh,
And, it's just this constant source of stress. Try to minimize it if you can. People are so unhappy these days, and honestly, it's made me happier to not have that in my life.
Yeah, that's refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
And it is a good lesson, and I need to do more of it. I do good for short amounts of time is what I'm trying to say, and then.
Yeah, I know people who put
Back
the
down.
app that controls how long they're on it, or the people that get the flip phones.
That's right.
And just
Maybe I
just,
should-
just stop doing it. Just stop it. Like
Maybe what I should do is like give you the control of my phone. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like a parent. Like, you tell me how many hours I think I should have each day.
Well, that'll only work till Sunday because I'm leaving here. But I'll do it.
You could do it. You can do it virtually. So one of the many things I watched, listened to, etc., researching before I was going to talk to you, and absolutely one of my favorite things is the roast battle you did a few years ago with Sam, who we've already mentioned.
Oh, Sam, yeah. Sam had the big advantage because he's like legitimately a terrible person, like no scruples whatsoever. And I was like a sacrificial lamb. He asked me to do it. I didn't want to do it. I never did roast battles. I don't like roast battles because it always seems stupid to me to write jokes about a person the audience doesn't know and that you're only going to use once.
Yeah.
And I knew comics that like basically threw away a promising start to a career to focus on these roast battles. And I'm like, well, that seems stupid. But he's like, come on, Joe, it'll be fun. And my strategy was like, I'm going to lose but agree. So when he said things about it, I'm like, you're right, I could lose some weight.
You're right. I do
about
like
that.
fudge.
I do, yeah. I mean, it tastes good. What's not to like?
Right. You seemed a little uncomfortable, and of course, all the people that were the judges said the same.
I got a sympathy vote. I lost 2-1.
Yeah.
And I like sympathy votes. Sympathy has gotten me a long way.
Right? Nikki Glazer gave you the
Yeah.
sympathy vote. That was
yeah,
nice of her.
that was nice of her. Yep.
Did you? I've talked to other people who've done those roasts. Did you guys help? I mean, you didn't help him write his jokes. Did you?
I heard from other people like Sam is bouncing jokes off of everyone like weeks in advance.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
And like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I don't care. So I'm gonna lose, and that'll be fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
I assume you guys hung out the rest of the night and kissed and made up. Everything was okay.
Yeah, they
No
have like a
hard feelings.
cool after party. Sometimes I think these shows are like more about the after party for the network or the streaming service or these festivals.
Really?
They're just like, hey, this is an excuse to have a party. You do a show, and the show's too early. The show's always too early, and then
What do you mean? Like too early in the day?
well, like
Too
you
early?
tape roast battle. Like hypothetically, I don't remember when we taped roast battle, but it was definitely light out, and it's like you tape it at like 6 p.m. in Los Angeles, when you should probably tape it at like 9.
Sure.
And then you have like all this. You have more time to party.
So you say they do that on purpose?
I taped my half hour in New Orleans.
Right.
It's not the best comedy city, I would say, because it's like a place where you go to party and get crazy and
Sure.
not pay attention.
Yeah.
Also, like I walked. It was in June. I walked 1 block from my hotel to the theater, and I was sweating so bad that my hair's like super.
Oh no.
It's like it is now because I didn't wash it last night because it was 0 degrees.
Sure.
But it's just like greasy. It looked terrible. But
no.
like
And
I
they've
sweated
stuck
so
with it.
much. Yeah.
You can't
yeah.
get them to change that? They're still doing them in New Orleans, aren't they?
I don't know anymore. I don't know. I don't see much on Comedy Central besides like reruns these days. I don't. It used to be so much.
I mean,
more
honestly, I
content.
sometimes forget it exists.
Me too.
Yeah. Because it has changed so much. Remember, you would turn it on, and it was stand up.
It used to be great because it was stand up all the time, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, they must have shown Mitch Hedberg's Presents 1,000 times. I probably watched it 30 or 40.
Oh my god, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
probably. Oh, constantly.
Dimitri Martin's, I watched a whole bunch. I watched the
Nick
premium
Swartzen's
blends.
first one.
Yeah.
So many times. Yeah, Dimitri Martin. Oh my goodness. Yes, I definitely watched that. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it used to be a comedy channel. Now it's like an Office rerun channel. I don't get it, but
Yeah.
look, I don't have their problems. It's hard to compete with the streaming services these days when people are cutting the cords. So maybe they're just doing their best.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose. So, how did you think last night went?
Last night was fun. I was just in Albany. It was like 10 degrees, and I was in Buffalo the week before that. It snowed 18 inches. And like we had like 17 people come out in that snow. Albany, I just did the Friday, Saturday, but it was good, but I kind of feel like here they're just used to the weather, so they come out.
I mean, unless the roads are unpassable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a little snow. I mean, cold, whatever.
Yeah.
Dress for it. That's my answer. Just dress for it.
Yeah, and then you come inside, and it felt like a regular good night. People were in a good mood. I guess we had maybe 50, which a pandemic Thursday, that's not bad.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Jeez, I keep thinking it's Thursday.
Even better.
This is one of the only clubs that does a Wednesday through Saturday run.
I know.
I get a lot of Thursday through Sunday runs.
Yeah.
But that's cool, yeah.
Would you, speaking of that, so it is becoming more and more rare. Would you prefer that more clubs go back to having full weeks? Do you like just going in for a weekend?
I like spending a little bit of time in a place because I hate traveling.
Okay.
So I think I'm more of an outlier on that. I like doing the Thursday through Sunday. I kind of interested in the Wednesday through Sunday because maybe like Tuesday's an easier day to fly into.
Sure.
And I thought maybe Sunday might be a little better to fly than Monday. But I like being able to headline for more days because I get to learn a little more, get to try a little more.
Yeah.
It just seems like you're there and gone so much right now. But when I started comedy, I started this club in New York called the Comic Strip, and the old comics used to tell me like in the '80s they go to 3 or 4 every night, and the Comedy Cellar still kind of goes pretty late, but I think it's hard to get people to go out and stay out now. The country's a little older, people have less disposable income.
Especially this year.
Yeah, it's just
a whole other thing.
It's hard to get people to go out. I mean, except if there's like just booze involved. You can always get like that. When I see like a beer ad with like 16 friends playing beach volleyball, I'm like, how do they do that? Like, other than like a college fraternity, I don't know who could possibly
get that many people together.
That many people. Right. You have a day off. You have a day off. We all have this off. No, like little league games or high school. You're
not kidding.
Graduations. It's just. How do you do that?
We're trying to. We're even up till last night. We're trying to reschedule a Christmas gathering that we didn't get to do back in December because someone got married. And going through every weekend, it's like, well, but we have this, and well, then my daughter's got this, and then this person's got to work. Yeah, and that's just like maybe 8 people to get together. Yeah.
That's why, like, I don't know if they do bringer shows around Minneapolis, but like, there was a club that used to make you bring 10 people.
Yeah.
I'm like, 10 people? I couldn't get... If I told 10 people I was getting married in 2 weeks, I couldn't get 10 people to come. Like, who would do that? Like, I need 10 people's evening and money. That's a huge ask.
Okay, well, speaking of that, people, I've been married twice. I didn't do it either time. That doesn't make me better than anyone, but people do these destination weddings.
Oh,
I didn't do it because I mean, many reasons, finances, but people do that and then expect people to show up.
Yeah, I almost think that's like a good thing. That gets me out of,
right?
Like, I've got a great excuse. It's like, no, I'm banned from Alabama. I've got too many warrants. I can't go. Something like that.
Yeah, right.
Because that is a lot. If it's a destination wedding, like where they're from, to me that's a little bit of an outlier. I can understand that. But when they're like, no, we just want to go to Bermuda, I'm like, well, that's going to cost me $4,000 during a recession.
Exactly.
So like, I don't want to do that.
So I'm going to fly in for like a day or two, do everything that you want me to do, and then leave?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of attention and a present.
Yeah, and a present.
And then I have to fly back. I didn't even get to like go to the beach.
Yeah.
It sounds horrible.
Congratulations.
It's like, oh, there's an open bar, and I'm like, that's cool in your 20s, but like I'm not gonna drink $100 of booze anymore because it's free.
Brandon, does that sound like a challenge?
I didn't say I couldn't or wouldn't if dared. I say I wouldn't do it at a wedding.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Also, I guess it depends on the price of the booze. Like, that could be one shot of some things.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's 75-year whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not into that stuff, but yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'd be wasted on me. I don't know.
So they have these. When I was looking stuff up about you, I just wrote like in my Google Joe Machi, and then it'll try to autocomplete.
Yes.
Right.
I hate that. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Do you look like you don't like what I'm gonna say or something?
No, I don't care.
Oh,
Whatever.
Okay. And then one of them, like the fifth option down, said Joe Machi illness. I was like, illness? What? And yeah, the look on your face, you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Right? So I clicked on that link, and it's one of these. It seems like I don't know who puts these sites together.
Oh, I know what kind of they.
It's
There's
like a
ones
bio.
that are like it's like an auto-generated bio,
Yes.
and most of the stuff is wrong.
It has to be.
They also do them for income.
Yes.
And one said I had $14 million, and I'm like, you're off by almost $14 million. That's how stupid. And I'm like, you're going to get me murdered, dude. Someone's going to think I have money, and they are going to be so disappointed. And it's going to be on the news. They're like, he was murdered for like $34. What a senseless crime.
We know you have it.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't.
Well, originally from State College, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and this is completely, you can tell it's like computer generated, like it just pulled this from here, this. I just love it. Joe's an American stand-up comedian and television personality.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. He's appeared on a number of well-known comedic shows, including Last Comic Standing. Well, we definitely know that's true.
What does it say anything about the illness? Like, what illness do I have?
We're gonna get there.
I'm curious because I has everyone been hiding it from me?
You're gonna be diagnosed.
Like
right-
my
right-
doctor said I could stand to lose a few pounds. Like that's all I know.
They wanted me to bring it up, and this is how.
This is how we thought it'd be better to break the news on a podcast in negative
Minneapolis
degree weather
from a stranger.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it has your full name, Joseph P.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gender male.
That's true.
Okay, good. Has your date of birth, zodiac sign, current residence, New York City.
Close.
Close.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got a height and weight.
What does it say for weight?
Okay. You want to know?
Yeah, let's.
171.
Holy crap, that's out of date. Jeez. I am 40 pounds heavier. That should tell you something right there about the internet. You can't believe what you read.
And then this one, as I was looking through this, I'm like, whoa! It says shoe size 7, and then it says UK.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, 7? Is he a little boy? What the? No, he doesn't have wear 7s.
I wear 12s. I have like unusually large feet for my height. So that would be
quite the opposite.
UK. Like, how did they get? Why is it in UK? It's in pounds. Well, I guess that makes sense, not kilograms, because UK uses pounds too. Huh.
What do they start with shoe sizes? Like -5?
This is like temperature the other day. It's just the measurements make no sense. Like, we should switch to Kelvin.
Think so?
Absolute 0 is 0. There's no negative numbers because now we're dealing with this negative crap.
Yeah.
It's all based on the temperature that water freezes and boils.
Correct.
And that's stupid because that changes at different altitudes. So the whole point of it's like here's this one measure of temperature that only works in specific circumstances, or here's this other temperature scale that's absolute through the entire universe.
Yeah.
I like that one. No, let's do the stupid one with the negative numbers. Doesn't make any sense.
We're used to the negative numbers here, but they don't make sense.
No.
Especially when they factor in, the wind. Well, then they do the feels like temperature.
Oh, the feels
Joe.
like, yeah, that.
You know what? Maybe we should just stick with feels like, because that's really what we all want to know, right?
Yeah, it's also weird. I'm like, if it feels like 0 and you can spend an hour before you get hypothermia, is that with the feels like or the actual? I'm curious. Like,
yeah. Well, we got something to do after this, I guess.
Plus, like, who decided the feels like?
Right.
They're like, it's 20 out. Yeah, but Carl says it's like 10 with the
I know. No one else were like, you're right. Feels like is subjective.
Yeah,
by definition.
Yeah. Some people.
Here, touch my sweatshirt. What do you think it feels like?
Yeah, some people like Some people like it when it's like 75 in a room, and I'm like, this is just hot. I like it when it's 68.
Yeah.
You know?
You're absolutely right.
And we're like letting the complainers have the temperature.
Often we do, go the lowest common denominator, the squeaky wheel,
They get everything.
et cetera, et cetera. We got a few more details on your life here, Joe. Did you go to Penn State?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you graduate from Penn State? It doesn't say
I
whether you
did.
or not.
I
Okay.
did graduate.
Okay.
I got a useless college degree.
What is it?
It's in media studies.
Okay. What did you think you were going to do with that?
I never thought I was going to do anything with it. I wanted to just get a job. I wanted to go through college so I could check that college graduate thing on. It never mattered to me.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like that, and then they're sorely
Our
disappointed.
generation was like that.
Yeah, and they're sorely disappointed when they find out that doesn't really help all that much, and you spend a lot of money, and here you are.
I just checked the balance this week of how much I'm still paying on my student loans.
Yeah, it's a big.
Mm-hmm.
I wish more people blamed the colleges, because when you have unlimited funding that you're just giving to 17-year-olds, there's no incentive to cut costs. That's why they've had so much they've had so much bloat, especially administratively, where they just spent my college has 3 quality health club style gyms now. I'm like, what are you building all this crap? The band has its own building.
That's to get better football players.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's all about football. I don't even. I mean, those guys, they get brain damage. I stopped watching that. They said they fixed it with the tent, but
That's right.
I don't trust that tent. I think that tent's just smoke and mirrors.
What are they doing in that tent?
You go in the tent, and they're like, hey, get back out there. And you're like, all right. It's fixed, everybody. We fixed the CT. We fixed it.
There's cartoons on a TV in there. That's what there is. Yeah. And they check and see if they laugh at Tom and Jerry or something. That's probably what it is. Get on back out there.
High success rate, better than my shows.
Stop. We'll send him some clips of Joe Machi's stand-up at Acme this week. Okay, now we're going to get to the meat here, Joe. Ready?
Okay.
When you were a small child, you realized you had a fondness for satire.
What?
Is that correct?
I don't know if I would ever put it that way. I was I like to joke around a lot, but that is a sentence that no human being would ever write about a small child.
Exactly.
That's like, when Joe was 3, he had an affinity for pooping. Yeah, it's like, what? Why would you say it? Why would you say it like that?
We thought he'd do it forever. He was so into it.
Yeah. You never knew what was going to pop up.
Yeah. In addition to Kevin Nealon, he was an avid fan of Norm Macdonald.
That is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he left for New York, he was certain he wanted to pursue a career in stand-up comedy. Jokester Joe Machi made a name for himself in New York.
Well, there's some alliteration. That's good.
Yeah, it is good. By appearing on shows like Late Night at Comic Strip Live and Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Hold on, wait, and then
I don't know what.
Oh no, where's the part about the oh my goodness.
Oh, did they just sucker us in with
They
that?
might have just sucked us in, and I didn't
illness
screenshot
clickbait.
it. I had oh son of a gun. Now I can't find it here.
That's okay, because there is no illness. There really isn't.
It did say that, and then it was like, the truth is there's no illness. You know what it was? It was like his friends tease him that he has some sort of illness, but he doesn't, because it was blaming your voice on some sort of illness.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I'm not getting it word for word, but that's the gist.
Oh,
of it.
that's just okay.
Is
Cool.
It was saying that your voice is from some sort of illness, but the truth is he's perfectly healthy.
Oh, I was wondering about that. I was like, because no one would miss me, like if I died. Like it wouldn't be like if Tom Hanks just stopped making appearances. People are like, where the hell's Hanks? Is he sick? Not me.
That is not true.
No,
there was a whole podcast based on keeping you around.
That's true. That's true.
Come on.
And
Keeping Joe. It's all about that.
The funny thing was, two of the other people left because we were just all on the road so much, and it didn't make sense to do.
That's another person that's been on this podcast quite a few times. Phil Hanley.
Phil Hanley, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil's one of the funniest. He's stuck in Vancouver right now. So.
Oh, okay.
But he is a great comedian.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah, he was here in the last year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's good.
So I mentioned it when it first came out, and I never watched it. But just in the last week, I watched Sam's documentary, Full Capacity,
Yes.
that you appear in.
Yes. Sam just he brings a camera with him everywhere all the time now, and he
Still to this day?
Not always, but a lot of the time.
Okay.
It's just content.
Sure.
And I was happy to do it, but I'm also a little reticent. I think there's too much behind the scenes stuff, and that makes comedy boring.
Interesting.
Like, I don't want to know everything that goes on. I don't want to know every detail about everybody's life. So I think it's great that he does it. It's just not something that interests me all that much.
Sure. Very interesting. I towards the end of the documentary, I don't remember who said it, but someone says, "Well, now that COVID's over."
Oh yeah.
And I don't know when. I mean, that was filmed sometime in 2021. Must have been like the summer, probably last year, fall.
Yeah.
When we thought that was a
2 weeks
statement that was true.
2 weeks to flatten the curve. I gave it that long, and I'm like, all right, back out there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah. You can't predict the future.
No.
So don't try. I hate that when people ask me to make. Who do you think's gonna win the election in 2024? I'm like, I don't care, because it's not 2024.
Right.
And a million different things could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be like, I always think when like concert tickets go on sale like 9 months in advance and you have to buy them, they're gonna sell out and you're not gonna get to go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna buy a ticket for something 9 months in advance because I might not even like rap music anymore. You know, like, why would I? I'm just not. I could be into something totally different.
I just saw someone complaining that their concert tickets that they bought over 2 years ago, the show to go see reunited Rage Against the Machine, has been postponed again.
Oh man.
I mean, you could die by the time the show ever comes around.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. They are back at it, getting that money. Yeah. It's funny. I was supposed to be here.
Oh, that's
I
right.
think in April of 2020.
That's right.
And then we moved it, and then we moved it, and then we moved it, and we're just like, fuck it, we'll get back to you. Not that they did anything, not that the club did anything wrong. It was just like, they kept moving the goalpost as to when we were gonna get our freedom back.
Yeah.
And it just it's still kind of only half back. So it's just been a bad time for everybody.
Yeah.
Not that that's the worst thing that happened. The worst thing that happened was probably like a lot worse than that.
We could come up with a few things if we spend some time thinking about it. Yeah, absolutely. How's the rest of your? I know you just said you don't like to plan ahead too much, but as far as your career and booking dates, how is that looking right now?
It's good, but it's precarious because things still get canceled, still get moved. You don't know what new restrictions going to come up. You know, if Rage Against the Machine is having their dates canceled and they draw a few more people than I do, it can happen to anybody, you know?
I just bought Weird Al announced he's going on tour. And once again, I have bought tickets again. It's going to be late, like it's June or July of this year.
Cool.
I've already bought my tickets. Nothing can change my... Joe, people that listen to the podcast have heard this, but I have 3 daughters. My youngest was born... over 2 years ago on a day that I had bought tickets to go see Weird Al, like 9 months in advance, 10, 11, 12 months in advance maybe. Mm-hmm. And it's, the due date of the baby, the concert, there's no way they're not going to happen on the same day. Mm-hmm. They happened on the same day, and I still went to the concert.
Good for you. Good for you.
My daughter was born very, very early in the morning, just after midnight, and then the next evening, I went to that concert with my 2 older daughters. It did not stop me, Joe.
She wouldn't want you to resent her the rest of her life.
That's right.
For being born on the same day as the Weird Al Yankovic concert.
That's right. And I bought a T-shirt with that date on it, and now I have it. It remembers both of those special days.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's nice to see something work out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still happily married to the mom of that baby, and Baby's doing great. She's 2.5 now. It's great.
2.5. Wow.
Yeah. It doesn't know about Weird Al yet, but will.
You know, I hope that things are back to normal by the time she like hits 5 or 6, because this is a tough time for little kids.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah.
We could spend 24 hours, the next 24 hours, talking about that. I got a lot of opinions on that.
Well, I probably got like 10 more minutes in me, so get it all out.
No, we got.
as quick
Don't
as
worry
you
about
can.
that. We're not delving into that, my friend. No. Don't worry about that. We're not going there. Absolutely not.
It's like high school teenagers. Like, it's like my senior year, spring. That was like the only fun year. That was like the only time I was like, oh, I don't hate school so much right now.
Why did you hate it?
I don't like having to be somewhere on someone else's schedule all the time.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I don't know. I learned better on my own, and it just seemed like a big waste of time. You're just sitting there going at a snail's pace. I didn't enjoy it. And then your senior year, it's like I was so almost like I never took study halls. I just scheduled as much as I could to be done. So my first half of the year, I had 4 classes. I was done at like noon, and the second half I had 2 classes. So I was done at like before like 10:30.
Jeez.
And then
That's
I
like
had
a college schedule.
I had modified school day.
Yeah.
And it was like the best because I felt like I had some freedom. I was like almost an adult.
Yeah.
And like these kids, like the last couple of years, it's like they can't even like go outside. And it's just like, man, that sucks.
I took one of my daughters to this she's going to start high school this fall. We took her to this thing last week, like an orientation deal, and this girl showed us around, gave us a tour of the school. She's like, "Yeah, I'm in 6 different clubs. I'm in blah blah blah. I do this sport." I'm like, 6 clubs. So like you're at school every day before school. Oh yeah, for like 2 hours.
Oh wow.
And I stay after school every day. I'm like, how do? That's too much.
That's the kind of person that's going to be like jumping in the water when it's 0 degrees out. Just always got to be doing something.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. She probably has one scheduled for this weekend.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, we can put a bow on this thing now. You know what? I have one more thing I want to say about my guy Weird Al. Do you see they're going to do a movie about him?
Yes, it's a biopic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And in Harry Potter, Daniel
Radcliffe? Okay.
is going to play Weird Al. They couldn't get. Isn't he British? They couldn't get an American.
Maybe he has a good American accent.
I'm sure he does.
I always thought that was weird though, when there's like a British person that's doing American and an American person that's.
We have a lot.
It's like we went through those whole countries and.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's really bad.
Uh-huh.
Like Sean Connery is notoriously bad.
Yes.
Like because I'm a Highlander fan and he's supposed to be the Spaniard.
Yeah.
And he's just Scottish. And then he's the Irish cop in the Brian De Palma Al Capone movie about like the
Untouchables?
Untouchables, yeah. He's Irish, but he's Scottish. You know, he doesn't even try. He didn't even try. I kind of like that he didn't try.
It's me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, it's like you got Connery, everybody.
You got what you pay for.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, people need to come see you this week at Acme while they have a chance.
Yeah, they should definitely come.
Follow you on social media.
If you want, because I don't look at it all that much, but go ahead.
But you know they do.
Yeah, and that's where I post. That's the only thing it's good for. It's like good for finding out about events. Great. Good. It's good for that.
There you go.
Don't write any mean comments though.
Nope.
I'm not reading them. You don't like the show? Keep it to yourself. How about that?
That's perfect. Well, we'll end it there. If you don't like the show, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.